I'd always loved drawing. Drawing was like the first thing that I always loved to do. So, as long as I can, literally as long as I can remember, it's always been drawing that I've loved, pencil work. So I'd always wanted to explore, as I started trying to become an artist, how I could combine the two, so how you could work with paint and drawing at the same time. And I was just about to start this one particular piece of a big buffalo. It was about 1 metre square, I think. And I was thinking, I want something that would give a finer line. And a big biro just happened to be sat on the side, so I thought, oh, I wonder if that'll work. So I just picked it up and that was it. The great thing about biro is that it doesn't run out. It does eventually, but it's not like when you've got a brush, you have to constantly recharge the brush with paint, or if you've got a pencil, you have to constantly stop to re-sharpen it. So it just keeps going, and it doesn't feel like there's anything in the way between you and the picture. It's just you, and you can just keep using the same implement. You are just talking about shade, light and dark. So it makes the scene, makes the composition much simpler in one respect, and it also almost sort of separates you from the reality of it a bit, which I think helps with that feeling of spirituality and atmosphere. Well, that's the thing that attracts me most to ideas and inspiration, is how do you get that sense of otherness that draws you in and almost communicates with a deeper part of you. So, some of the pieces that I've got are very foggy and misty with really subtle hints at landscapes in the background, and others have got very strong contrast to them. And I often sort of think of work in two categories: either work that projects itself out at you, like I've done a tiger and elephants and a leopard. It's projecting its atmosphere out at you, and then there's other work which sucks you in, draws you in as a viewer, and you can do both with the biro. It's very flexible for a very basic, cheap tool. The deer piece here this is the largest piece I've ever done in biro. I've done 2 this size, and this is without a doubt the most complicated piece I've ever done. But it was that moment when you've seen the deer and the deer have seen you, and there's just a moment of you looking at each other. They're wondering what you're going to do, you're wondering what they're going to do, and there's just a magical moment of that recognition almost, where you're almost staring each other down. You've got the sort of the twisting wood going through it, and then you've got the antlers. There's an interplay between the main subject and the background, and it's rooted very much in its environment. And the fact that it is so complicated, I think, means that you can stare at it and look at it for ages, tracing all the trunks and all the turns in the wood and the light and the shade and the deer as they're looking out at you. I think this one took about 120 to 130 hours. So you're looking at about sort of 3.5 weeks solid work. Probably about 95% of the work that I do comes from an experience. I am trying to communicate some of the beauty and the emotion that I feel when I witness these things, when I see these things, when I'm standing in this atmosphere. If you can produce a piece of art that then projects that same feeling out to somebody else is quite extraordinary. And I'm always trying to reach that. I never quite feel like if I've got there, and I probably never will, but that's what I'm always seeking towards. It's getting the chance to see the beauty that I do see around me, and getting the chance to try and communicate that beauty to others is extraordinary. Very, very lucky to be able to do this.